Hello and welcome back. Yes, we are back to class and I'm about to teach you what happens with your ovulation and how all of that happens in between. Now remember that this thing is still in fusion. That's why I did not remove them from the board, right? So that we can go right into it. Now this is your ovulation. This place is your ovulation, right? So you see that I counted from your first period to your next period, then your ovulation is in the middle, right? Now let's go back to the days of your period. Remember I said that, okay, from here to here is your complete cycle, right? So that cycle I taught you in the previous video. If you've not watched the previous video, please go and watch the previous video on how to calculate your menstrual cycle, right? Go and watch the previous video on how to calculate your menstrual cycle, because without your cycle we can't get to the ovulation, right? So this means that from this period, this is the first day of your period where you start counting your cycle, and the first day of your next period. Let me just leave it that way. First day of next period, right? Yes. So you start counting from here to here. So if you come to our date that we already have here, we have, remember, these things can be when you start marking where your ovulation, your menstruation started. It can be on the 17th, it can be on the 24th, so it doesn't have to appear in this linear form, right? So what you need to do is to understand how it works. You can count it from any number, right? Now let's go. If this is from your first period to your first day of your next period, from my formal video, you will see that your complete cycle will go from this second, go round and end at this 29th. So from here, count like this, count like this, count like this. Stopping at this 29th is your complete cycle. Now, where do you get your ovulation? Your ovulation is usually in the middle of your cycle, right? So this is a 28-day cycle, right? This is a 28-day cycle. So the middle of that 28-day cycle will be where 14, that's 28 divided by 2, you have 14, right? You know that this is not particular. I will not lie for you, this is not particular, because someone can have a 29-day cycle and their ovulation will either fall on the 14th day or on the 15th day, or someone can have a 30-day cycle, their ovulation will be on the 15th day. But then know that the middle of your ovulation is usually, the middle of your cycle is usually where you find your ovulation. Now, if ovulation is on the 14th day, this is something I've taught really little children in primary schools and secondary schools, and they grabbed it very well. So I hope you're understanding me. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. I will get to you, right? So now, if you want to count this 14th day, which is your ovulation, how do you get it in this calendar that is your complete cycle? You count from here. Remember, when people count ovulation, you don't count after your menstruation. No. This is where you saw your first menstruation. This is the second day of your menstruation. This is the third day of your menstruation. This is the fourth day of your menstruation. Remember, when you are counting, you don't start counting your cycle from this 6th. No. When you are done with your menstruation, no. Your cycle starts from this second, where your menstruation started. Exactly where it started, right? So now when you want to count where your ovulation will fall into, you don't start counting from this 6 to get that 14. No, you start counting from this second. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That means on the 15th of this particular month is your what? Ovulation. I hope you understand me. When you are done calculating your cycle, you now know your cycle. Your cycle into 2 gives you your ovulation. So if you have a 30-day cycle, instead of having this ovulation, first of all, if you have a 30-day cycle, it will not end at this 29. It might end at 31st. That's the cycle, 30-day cycle. That means you saw your menstruation here, the next one you're seeing is here. If you count from here to here, you get 30, right? So if you divide it, you get 15. Where will your ovulation now be? Your ovulation might now be on the 16th, right? So what exactly is ovulation and what happens in this ovulation? I think I've been able to teach you how to divide your complete cycle, get to the middle of it, how to get it on your your whole calendar. So let me repeat it again, because I'm going to cut this thing and go into ovulation proper, because ovulation proper is where we'll now talk about the follicular phase, which is here, and the luteinizing phase, which is here. I'll talk about the luteinizing, I'll talk about the follicular, I'll now talk about how male children run faster than female children, where exactly to have sex to get pregnant, and all of that, because if I complete it and join it in this video now, it might not enter all of us. So I think in this one we've been able to track, first of all, our cycle, then we know from our cycle how to get the complete cycle, how to divide the cycle to get your ovulation, and where exactly is your ovulation on this cycle. So this place is your ovulation. Right now, in the next video, I'm going to teach you why exactly is it that people usually say ovulation is the time you get pregnant. What happens in the ovulation stage? What exactly happens? Why are you getting pregnant on ovulation stage? I'll teach you about the hormones and what they do, and everything that has to be included in that. Remember, it's Life with Chidinma, your chartered health and wellness coach that is dedicated to make sure you have a very good menstrual health and you are educated very well. You are equipped and you're educated on everything menstruation and your menstrual journey. Remember to subscribe to my channel, Life with Chidinma, on YouTube, and follow all my accounts on Instagram, Life with Chidinma, on TikTok, Life with Chidinma. And if you have any hormonal issue, remember, I'm your expert to consult. Thank you.